After this, I saw another angel coming down from heaven, having great authority, and the earth was made bright with his glory. He called out with a mighty voice, "Fallen, fallen is Babylon the Great. She has become a dwelling place for demons, a haunt for every unclean spirit, a haunt for every unclean bird, a haunt for every unclean and detestable beast. For all nations have drunk the wine of the passion of her immorality, and the kings of the earth have committed adultery with her, and the merchants of the earth have grown rich from the power of her luxurious living." Then I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, so that you will not share in her sins, so that you will not receive any of her plagues, for her sins are piled up to heaven, and God has remembered her crimes. Give back to her as she has given. Repay her double for what she has done. Pour her a double portion from her own cup, as she glorified herself and lived in luxury. So give her the same measure of torment and sorrow. For she says in her heart, 'I sit as queen, I am no widow, and I will never mourn.' Therefore in a single day her plagues will overtake her, death, mourning, and famine, and she will be consumed with fire. For mighty is the Lord God who judges her, and the kings of the earth who committed adultery with her and shared her luxury will weep and wail over her when they see the smoke of her burning. They will stand far off in fear of her torment, crying, 'Woe, woe to you, great city, you mighty city of Babylon! In a single hour, your doom has come!'" The merchants of the earth will weep and mourn over her, because no one buys their cargo anymore. Cargoes of gold, silver, precious stones and pearls, fine linen, purple, silk, and scarlet cloth, every sort of scented wood, articles of ivory, costly wood, bronze, iron, and marble, cinnamon, spice, incense, myrrh, frankincense, wine, oil, fine flour and wheat, cattle and sheep, horses and chariots, and human souls. They will say, "The fruit for which your soul longed has departed from you. All your luxury and splendor are gone, never to be found again." The merchants who sold these things and grew rich by her will stand far off in fear of her torment. Weeping and mourning, they cry out, "Woe, woe to the great city, dressed in fine linen, purple and scarlet, adorned with gold, precious stones and pearls! In a single hour, such great wealth has been brought to ruin." Every sea captain, every passenger and sailor, all who make their living from the sea, stood far off when they saw the smoke of her burning. They cried out, "What city was ever like this great city?" They threw dust on their heads, weeping and mourning, crying, Woe, woe to the great city, where all who had ships on the sea became rich through her wealth. In 1 hour, she has been brought to ruin. Rejoice over her, O heaven, and you saints, apostles and prophets, for God has judged her for you. Then a mighty angel picked up a stone like a great millstone and threw it into the sea, saying, with such violence the great city of Babylon will be thrown down, never to be found again. The music of harpists and musicians, flute players and trumpeters will never be heard in you again. No craftsman of any trade will ever be found in you again. The sound of a millstone will never be heard in you again. The light of a lamp will never shine in you again. The voice of bridegroom and bride will never be heard in you again. For your merchants were the great ones of the earth, and by your sorcery all nations were deceived. In her was found the blood of prophets and saints, and of all who were slain on the earth.